Hello everyone and welcome back to the Sedona International Film Festival. We're coming to you live from Facebook as well as the Sedona Performing Arts Center. And we are in our 27th year, which is very exciting. We're so glad to be back with the film festival this year. I'd like to introduce to you our next filmmaker, Simon, from the film The Assessment.
Hello, thank you so much. Great to be here.
I am so excited. So I understand that you're from Flagstaff originally.
Yes, I was born in Flagstaff and got to live the most formative years of my life there, where I got to run through the forest and imagine all kinds of things, and that definitely inspired my journey as a filmmaker, and then moved to the Midwest after that. So this has been a real experience of coming home, and it's been a very mind-blowing and really enriching and like a special experience to be back where my roots are and where I feel like I belong in my soul.
Awesome. So did you get to go up to Flagstaff at all just to peruse around?
I'm going there towards the end of the week.
Okay.
So that is still yet to come. There's a lot of anticipation that comes with that.
Awesome. And is this your first film festival this year, or?
Yes, of the year it is. Of course, I mean, everybody's been dealing with COVID, so this is you guys have been such wonderful hosts, and this is such a great way to start the festival season. I can't recommend it enough, and we have been so thrilled to be here. You guys are wonderful hosts. Great way to kick off our season.
Yay. So tell us a little bit about your film.
Sure, yeah. So the film is called The Assessment. It's a futuristic look at immigration, a potential immigration sort of regime in our society, and it takes pages out of the book of like Handmaid's Tale or Black Mirror, in the sense that it's very real, it's based in realism, but there's an element of futurism to it as well. So it's sort of like a society that isn't quite ours, but is one step removed. So my intention with that is hopefully to create a bit of like a fear, or give it an extra thrilling quality, because it's sort of a society that you recognize that we could be going down that path. We haven't got there yet, so hopefully we can course correct.
Okay, so we do have a trailer of that, so I'd like to see the trailer, and then we can talk more.
Of course.
What is your contribution to this country?
We both know how this is going to go, so let's just get it over with.
You have been deemed a non-asset of the new Republic of the United States.
I'm not busting my ass off so that you can go give handouts for some pat on the back satisfaction. We wish you the best of luck.
Just trying to do my job.
And I'm just waiting for you and your racist government to kick me out of my house. We're not the same. You and I were not.
Thank you for your contribution. Have a nice day.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So tell me, why was immigration such the topic that is woven through this particular film?
Sure, yeah. Immigration, I think, is something, especially coming from the Southwest and Arizona, and being immigration is a big issue here, and now living in LA, it's a big issue there. And so I've sort of always wrestled with my role in that as a white person, sort of what I can do to not take over the narrative of the people who are actually experiencing the prejudice and having to face the issues of immigration, but still uplift them in some way. And so that's sort of how I came to the thematic moments in this film. The thematic core of it is sort of, at its core, it's a film that's about sort of debunking the white savior narrative, and sort of asking white people, challenging white people to look at the issue of immigration and see it from a different perspective, in a way where I sort of tried to add characters in it that have all sorts of different kind of perspectives. So there's, of course, the main character who sees himself as a white savior, and so he has his sort of comeuppance in it, where he realizes that he's not saving anybody, and that's not his job to save them. It's his job to help empower them to save themselves. And then you have other characters who practice a form of racism that we're much more familiar with, which is like the blatant racism and the blatant trying to kick people out of our country that they don't agree with. So that is a perspective that's represented in the film. And then of course there are the young woman who actually is assessed that the film follows, who appears in the trailer. Her name's Elena, and so her perspective as the person who is about to be deported from the country simply because of the color of her skin. So I tried to include a lot of different perspectives on racism, so that way everybody could identify with some facet in it and hopefully walk away with their eyes open in some way and with their hearts open, sort of thinking about what it means to be prejudiced in this day and age.
So interesting correlation between the film. Now, is there anything personally in your life that it seems like you have a lot of themes going through here that correlates with your own life?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, as I said, like of course, being raised in the Southwest, these are people. I've had so many friends who have experienced racism, and I've been spared from that simply because I am white, and so I've witnessed it many times in my life. And personally as well, my family is pretty traditional in the sense that they practice a lot of political beliefs that I don't agree with or that I've had to struggle with agreeing with in as a filmmaker and as a young person. And so the main character of Clark, who sort of struggles with the idea of being a white savior and sort of awakening, his eyes are open to the racism around him, and then he tries to take action as a white man and sort of keep the power. And that narrative is inspired by my own father. So there definitely are personal themes that I've sort of, it definitely is a reflection of my own struggle with dealing with racism and sort of figuring out how I am racist in my own privilege and sort of confronting that, and then the racism that I've seen in my own family be enacted on people as well.
So do you think that this film helps you deal with your own issues on the end of it?
Absolutely. I mean, of course, anytime you write and direct anything, you put so much of your soul into it, and so it's a very therapeutic and eye-opening process to do those things. So yeah, it definitely especially helped me articulate more what I felt about these issues of racism and in particular the white savior narrative, because that's something that I think is run rampant in our more woke media recently. Is we want to tell stories that deal with issues of racism and that address people of color being treated poorly, but a lot of times that still comes with the lead character being a white perspective and them sort of saving the day. And that is something that through the writing of this and the directing of this, I realize it's my mission as a filmmaker to sort of steer clear of that and to sort of shape the Hollywood narrative or the filmmaking narrative as a whole a different direction.
Well, thank you for that message.
Yeah, of course. I'm so glad to share it.
Yes, I think so too. I think it's wonderful, and the film is wonderful as well. So
thank you so much.
Let us know when the film is going to be shown.
Yes, of course. The film is shown today, actually, at 1 p.m. for its first screening at Harkins, and then it will be again on Wednesday night at 7 p.m.
Awesome. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much.
I know. Thank you, Simon. I'm really, I can't wait to hear all about your little tour around Sedona and back to Flagstaff.
Keep you posted. Yeah, my soul will be very enriched. I can't wait.
Yes, I can't wait to hear.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for being with us. And we will be back with more from the Sedona International Film Festival after this.